Right, I bring you a bulb which brings back memories, mixed memories you would say. Many years ago I visited Berlin, and it was after the wall had come down, so it was interesting to see, and I very much enjoyed the trip, and to see various things. If I remember rightly, I went up the other TV tower there, which is quite a feature. I don't normally like heights, but I did do that one. Anyhow, while I was there, I couldn't help but see that those places selling these lamps. Now, the box is just a plain box. There's nothing on it, no name, nothing. Just a functional box. And in it, we got that lamp. It looks very similar to one made in England or on the continent. But this one, I'll show you the etch. Put it round the right way as well. Try and put it somewhere so you can see it clearly. There's a nice clear etch, and as you can see, there's the name. Well, I presume that's the name, RoZOO. Once again, Alex, I need your help. You would probably recognise this lamp because it was definitely one that I think you've mentioned in the past. I'm sure you have. It's made in Russia, USSR. I was very pleased to get it. I've got a couple of other ones as well which I can also show, but not on this video. I've got to sort them out. So there's the thing. Now what was interesting to note was they're not a particularly well made lamp. Look at those lead-in wires. For a start, they're not fused. And they go very, very close. At first I thought they were actually touching, but they're not. They're not touching. But they're certainly unfused. And another feature, where you normally get the wires connecting to the cap or the base, they're normally soldered. This one is spot welded, which is a little bit different. The colour of the metal is that horrible grey colour, which is typical of Russian made lamps. Now, having said that, I'm not saying anything against the Russian lamps. I only wish I had more in the collection. They're just more difficult to get a hold of. But there's the on there, that is actually soldered, but on the side it is spot welded, possibly because I think there's great difficulty in trying to make solder adhere to aluminium or whatever that metal is. Alec, can you help me? I know he knows what that metal possibly is typical of Russian lamps. Not all Russian lamps, I'm quick to say, but on quite a few of them. So there's the lamp. I will light it up. I will chance it. I don't want it to suddenly blow up. No, I'm only joking. It's I believe it's 100 watt, and you've got the voltage there as well. So it's our voltage. Just check. Yeah, it's 230, 240 volts. And look at the actual position of the etch. It's not even central. So I would say quality control of these lamps was not very good. Whether it was made at the Moscow Lamp Works, their little trademarks like a little M, funnily show an M, I don't know. Personally, I don't think it is. I think had it have been made at that factory, they'd have probably taken more attention to detail. But anyway, there's the lamp. Let's screw it in and see it working. This will be the first time I've lit this one for, well, it's the first time it's been lit, so lighting a lamp on the first time, always start with a lower voltage, just in case air has got in. If you can see it starting to produce white smoke, you can turn it off, to keep the filament intact. You'll obviously lose it because if air's got in there, that's what happens. So I'm winding it up slowly. We're pushing in 50, just under 50 volts, and no white smoke. I'll turn it up a bit brighter. The reason the etch looks a bit cloudy is because any dust that forms on there remains on there, because if you start to rub the dust off, you're going to wipe the etch off as well. And as I said before, the etch is, some cases, just as important as the rest of the lamp, and it proves that the lamp is what it is. So I leave it at that brightness. It's coil filament. It looks, as I say, very similar to a lamp made in the rest of Europe or even England at the time. Now lamp factories are becoming very, very rare, quite a rare item, as are some of these lamps. Then it was several years ago I visited Berlin, and also went to places like Magdeburg, which I can always remember this from my school days. There was I don't know the exact name, but the gentleman there that made the Magdeburg spheres. There's two sets of horses pulling an evacuated sphere apart, and it was very difficult because it was a vacuum and they were held together. He also had on the side of his house, I think his name was von Guericke, on the side of his house he made a water barometer. We've all seen mercury barometers, but this one was made of water, so it had to be tall enough so that it formed a vacuum at the top when the water dropped back down. That way he could look and see what the weather was going to do as regards pressures. Anyhow, I waft off again into what's it, so not to worry, sorry about that. Anyhow, thanks a lot, and any questions please ask. I will try and answer them. If I don't know the answers, I'm pretty sure I know someone that will. So anyhow, thanks again to you, and we'll have another look at another bulb that I will try and put up. So once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for putting up with my ramblings. I know I go on a bit. Donkey's hind leg, again, I think. So they're always associated with me, donkey's hind legs. So thanks again. Thanks.